I wanna be a producer with a hit show on Broadway.
How much of the producers did Mel Brooks really write?
I I have to say, I've spoken to Glenn Roven, who is the guy who took down the music, and he certainly staunchly says. Notice I almost said believes. He staunchly says that indeed it's every note of that is Mel Brooks music. It's very hard for us to believe in a certain sense, and yet. It's not as if the melodies are Sondheim in complexity. It's very easy to believe that Mel Brooks wrote the lyrics because the lyrics are rather pedestrian. Every image that you have in I Want to Be a Producer, lunch at Sardi's every day, they're all the things you would expect anybody to come up with when talking about lunching at Sardi's. There's nothing new, nothing evocative there that you say, wow, what a perceptive insight. No. In fact, you might even quarrel about the drink till I puke line, which is needless to say on the vulgar side. But, but, um, in terms of the melody, I don't think it's impossible that every now and then Glenn Robin said to him, "How about we do this?" And oh yeah, yeah, that's good. So I think he did come in with the melodies in his head, and I won't be surprised if Glenn improved them.
Well, it's remarkable. I mean, it's not surprising on one level because his films have so many great tunes in them.
Well,
He
for that matter, he did write "Springtime for Hitler."
I
I mean, so and that's a terrific song, and it was very smart to expand it to let us see more of the show. We only
right.
see that number in the original movie, but now we see more of the show, which is great fun.
Mhm. Tell me about Bloom.
Leo Bloom,
Yeah.
notice the difference between him and the movie too. There, he simply was very well resigned to his job as an accountant. Let's put it that way. But here we see a far deeper situation where he doesn't want to be an accountant. That never happens in the original movie. He doesn't want it. He has greater aspirations, and that makes it a little more clear why he would get involved with this scheme. That here he is meeting somebody who has done what he's always wanted to do. Granted, Max Bialystock is down on his luck at the moment, but still, this is a guy who certainly had success once. Just as in Death Trap, the student is in awe of the playwright because indeed he once was a big deal. The fact that he's had a lot of flops since doesn't matter. As Orson Welles said, all you need is one. And so Max Bialystock, did have more than one once. So as a result, one would understand why Leo would be attracted to this producer of yore, figuring that he's the most successful producer he's known, no matter how many flops he's had, because he's never met a producer before. So it was very wise to make him more involved in having that ambition.
What's the best song in the producers?
Springtime for Hitler,
Uh,
uh, Prisoners of Love, both of which came from the movie and both were by Mel Brooks. Sure, I think the king of old Broadway. They need that extra syllable in there. I think that was the best one, which sort of indicates that after that I didn't find anything that was particularly memorable. Not quite true. They were all amiable songs to me. They were, but there's a big part of me that wishes when Mel Brooks went to Jerry Herman, as he did, and said, "Why don't you do it?" And Jerry Herman was the one who said, "Oh, you can do it. You don't need me. You can do it," because Jerry just didn't want to get involved more than anything else.
Peter Felicia's Broadway appears in every issue of the Broadway Maven's Weekly Blast. Sign up at thebroadwaymaven.com.